Hello, everyone. My name is George Castineiras, and thank you for joining me for this presentation regarding Lifelong, a recent investment opportunity that I identified on Kickstarter. But before I talk about the company itself, I thought I'd talk about how I look at making an investment decision in an early stage opportunity like this. One is the size and the awareness of the problem. Two would be the solution and scalability. Three would be the leadership experience that exists. The fourth one would be the business model, and can that business model produce strong cash flow? And then lastly, is it defensible? Is it something that's easy for people to replicate or not? And then I give them each a score when I do the research of 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the lowest. And that ultimately helps support why I decided to move forward. When I look at the size of the problem, it's massive, and most of you are likely aware of this, but it's getting to a point where the magnitude's quite grave. 80% of all plastic ends up in landfill, and over the last uh, decade or so, scientists are identifying that it's showing up in our human biology. How many people care about this? About a third of the world really cares enough that they're willing to pay a little extra for something that's sustainable and environmentally friendly. When you take a look at the solution, it's very basic. Instead of using multiple units of plastic with deodorant that you throw out every year, you end up collecting one of the three that they make available, three different designs. They're refillable, reusable, washable. They're designed to last a lifetime. And it works very simply. You add in the powder, you shake it with 50 milliliters of water, and you're done. And that lasts about 2 months for your deodorant needs. When you look at the size of the market, it's billions of armpits, and I took that straight from their website. But to look at the sustainability issue, there's about 13 billion plastic deodorants that end up in landfills every year. So when you take a look at this and you say, well, what happens if 1,000 units sold? Well, if 1,000 units sold, it reduces the number of plastic units going into landfills by about 50,000 units over the course of 10 years, which is pretty substantial. And the last point that I made here was specific to a partnership that Lifelong has agreed to continue to support the cleaning of the oceans with 7 Clean Seas. And every time a client registers, they make a contribution to continue that effort, which says a lot about the leadership and something that we liked very much. I liked very much Adam Webb. This is not his first rodeo. He's actually been a founder of 2 other companies. He's had successes and failures. He has a strong leadership philosophy. The mission to eradicate plastic from your home and your office is a real easy mission for people to follow and feel good about. And he's got strong marketing capabilities. And if you go to their website, you'll recognize that. The stats say it all. He started with a goal of 11,000. He's close to 400,000, and there's over 3,300 backers to date. The business model, in my opinion, is terrific. It's nothing novel, but it's one that works, and we know that works. You buy the unit, and then you subscribe. The subscription on this is typically the powder, but there's other things like the crystal balls. You can get different colors, the different dispensers, etc. And what I did here is say, what if 10,000 units sold? 10,000 units would produce about $1 million in revenue one time, and about $500,000 in revenue recurring. That's really a nice business model. So there's a low cost of acquisition because we believe people will talk about it with others. Long lifetime value because people have to use this for a long time. Socially responsible, and plenty of room for a lot of players. Is it defensible? Not really. But it is a new market that's expanding and will continue to expand. And Lifelong has either the opportunity to take a leadership position, it's not their first product, uh, or, and maybe more likely, in my opinion, become a smart exit for one of the incumbents. So at this point, consider becoming a customer. And if the opportunity arises to become an investor, think about that as well. And again, to remind everybody, this is why I decided to make the investment. And thank you for your time.